Two young gentlemen, dressed like British soldiers and carrying shiny rifles, walked deep into the mountains with two polar bear-like dogs, rustling through the dry leaves as they talked.
This mountain is outrageous. Not a single bird or beast in sight. I don't care what it is. I just want to shoot something. Bang, bang.
If I could land a couple shots on a deer's yellow flank, that would feel fantastic. It'd spin around and collapse, just like that.
They had gone very deep into the mountains. Even the professional hunter guiding them got confused and disappeared. The mountains were so dreadful that the two dogs became dizzy, howled a while, foamed at the mouth, and died.
This is a loss of 2,400 yen for me.
One of the gentlemen said this as he lifted the dog's eyelids slightly.
I've lost 2,800 yen.
The other replied angrily, lowering his head. The first gentleman looked slightly pale and stared at his companion's face.
I think we should head back.
Yes, I'm getting cold and hungry too. Let's head back.
Let's call it quits. On the way back, we can buy some pheasants from yesterday's inn for 10 yen.
And there were rabbits too. In the end, it'll be the same. Let's go back.
But the problem was, they had no idea which way to return. The wind howled, the grass rustled, the leaves crackled, and the trees groaned.
I'm so hungry, my side's been hurting.
Me too. I don't want to walk anymore.
Yeah, I'm tired. I want something to eat.
I want food so badly.
As the two gentlemen stood amidst the botches, rustling pampas grass, they spoke like Claff. Et foi abrilicis. Just then, they turned around Gax and saw a fine Western-style house.
Hey, perfect timing. This place looks pretty nice. Let's go in.
Huh? A place like this here? That's strange. But I guess they serve food.
Of course they do. It's written right on the sign.
Let's go in. I'm starving. I feel like I'm going to collapse.
The two stood at the entrance. It was made of white cedar bricks, truly a fine-looking place.
Please come in. No need to be reserved.
The two were overjoyed and said,
This is amazing. The world works out after all. We struggled all day, but now here's a stroke of luck. It's a restaurant, and it seems they serve food for free.
Seems that way. No need to be reserved must mean just that.
They pushed the door open and went. Inside was a hallway right away. Shah. On the back of the glass door, golden letters read,
Especially those who are plump or young, you are most welcome.
The two, delighted by the words most welcome, were overjoyed.
Hey, we fit the bill perfectly, don't we?
Yeah, we're both young and a bit plump.
They proceeded down the hallway until they found a light blue painted door.
This house is strange. Why does it have so many doors?
It's Russian style. In cold places and mountains, they build them this way.
As they tried to open the door, yellow letters above it read,
This establishment is a restaurant with many requests. We ask for your understanding.
They must be doing really well for themselves, even in a place like this.
Yeah, look, there aren't even many big restaurants like this in Tokyo.
They opened the door, and on the inside it said,
There may be many requests, but please be patient with each.
What does that even mean?
I guess it means they have many requests, and preparing takes time, so please forgive them.
Could be. Anyway, I want to get into a proper room already.
And sit down at a table.
However, the annoyance continued. There was yet another door. Beside it hung a mirror, and beneath it was a brush with a long handle. On the door, red letters. Ah said,
Dear guests, please tidy your hair and clean the mud from your shoes here.
Well, this is reasonable. I underestimated the place, thinking it was just a mountain house.
This house must be quite formal. Important people must come here often.
The cinco bahisismayan standed their hair, and Chasmayan Sforza wiped off their shoe mud. As soon as they placed the brush down, it vanished. Chasmayans, in a puff, Kasand, and a gust of wind blew into Sacher Zimini's room. They were startled, clung to each other. Afibolotan pushed the door open to enter the plan. Next room, they both thought they had to. Eat something warm soon, or they would be in serious trouble. Inside the door was another strange message.
Please place your rifles and bullets here.
Of course it's not proper to eat while carrying a gun.
Yeah, clearly important people frequent this place.
They removed their guns, unfastened the falfts, many belts, and placed them on a stand. Then, Chahi came another black door.
Please remove your hats, overcoats, and shoes.
What do you think? Should we?
We have no choice. Clearly there are some very distinguished people inside.
They hung their hats and coats on hooks, took off their shoes, and walked barefoot into the next room.
Please place your tie pins, cufflinks, glasses, wallets, and any metallic or especially sharp items here.
Aha, maybe they use electricity for cooking. Metal things might be dangerous, especially sharp ones.
Sounds about right. So I guess we'll pay at the end here.
That seems to be the case.
Definitely.
They removed their glasses, cufflinks, and other items, placed them into the satasthi safe, and locked it with a snap. In the next room was a glass jar filled, nari quill with white cream. Above the door was Sima, another sign that read,
Please apply this cream thoroughly to your entire body.
Cream? What's that for?
Probably to prevent us from catching a cold.
Ah, thoughtful of them.
They applied the white cream all over their bodies. The next room also had a glass jar, this time filled with something like white powder, and once again, a sign on the door read,
Please dust your entire body thoroughly with this powder.
What could this be?
Must be disinfectant.
That makes sense.
They dusted the powder all over their bodies. In the following room was yet another glass jar, this time filled with salt, and on the door was a sign that read,
Please rub plenty of this salt thoroughly into your body.
This is getting strange.
I think so too.
But it's written on the sign, so we have no choice.
You're right. Let's do it.
As they felt increasingly uneasy, they moved toward the next room.
Please insert your heads into the wooden bowls.
Whoa, this is seriously strange.
I think so too.
They desperately wanted to go back. Next to the door was a mirror, and when they glanced at it, they saw their faces painted pale blue with red spots here and there.
Ah.
Ah.
They screamed and tried to push the door, but it wouldn't budge. Then, somewhere in the distance, a faint voice echoed. When they listened closely, it was saying, "Dinner is ready, come, come."
Help us.
Help us.
At that moment, a tremendous noise rang out. The door rattled violently and finally burst open. A gust of wind blew in and the lights went out. In the darkness, someone shouted angrily,
You scoundrels! How dare you come in here? I won't forgive you.
But the dogs barked furiously, leapt in, and bit something. Jump! Jump! The two gentlemen fled in panic. They crawled through spider webs, pushed through grass, and finally stumbled back onto the original path. The two gentlemen returned to town and came down with a terrible cold, bedridden for days. As for the dogs, they were found lying exhausted, as if dead at the entrance of the gentleman's house. From that day on, the two gentlemen decided never to go into the mountains again. No one knows what became of the Wildcat house after that.